I might have made a mistake. Let's talk about it. So a couple videos back, I did a video on the SmallRig cage for the Osmo Action 6. And again, still love the cage. Still think it does a lot of things that you're going to want with your action camera. I still think it makes it much more versatile as an action camera and protects the screens. But I did run into one issue recently, and it was a little bit surprising to me. What am I talking about? Overheating. I don't think overheating is a major issue with the Osmo Action 6 cameras, but I put mine into sort of an extreme environment and made some mistakes using it, and I think the cage amplified the problem. So what happened? I do work a lot for a dance company here in the Cleveland area, and the studio is very warm the wintertime, and especially in the summertime. They keep it warm to protect the dancers' muscles. Totally makes sense. It's a hot environment, and I usually end up sweating like a crazy person every time I go up there to do work. Even when I wear layers and I can get down to just a t-shirt, it's a warm environment. So we're going to start with right there. We're talking about working in a hot environment, which is not the usual. Although a lot of people use their action cams outdoors in the direct sunlight all the time. But I think wind, breeze, all those things are going to be factors. There's none in this environment. The other problem I may have caused is that because I like to use them for vlogging and I like to see the screens, I have the screens set to never turn off, which will make it hotter. I also like to shoot it at 4K 60 because, again, it's dance and I want to be able to capture movement and maybe slow it down if I want to. So two things I'm doing in camera settings that are going to make the camera probably run hotter than your normal use case. But then toward the end of the shoot, I've been running two Action 6 cameras. One on a tall tripod like this Ulanzi tripod that I use, about 6 feet in the air, with no cage on it, and one with a cage on it that I was kind of doing some motion shots with and setting it up on sticks in another spot. And it was just kind of my utilitarian handheld and or stationary camera. And that one was running off to the side, again, inside the cage. And I got a warning on the Mimo app as I was monitoring it that, it's going to overheat and stop recording soon, which I hadn't expected. So, when there was a break in the action, I went over to check the camera, and that camera body was extremely hot. And the cage, where some people thought, maybe the cage will help distribute the heat, the cage was extremely hot. And I think then the cage being wrapped around the camera, everything being hot, created the problem. Because the one that wasn't in the cage, that was running longer run times, because I had it set to just capture full performances, 8, 9, 10, 15-minute stretches, just full recording in 4K, same settings, but it wasn't in the cage, and it never overheated. So I gotta believe the cage was a factor. Now, again, I was running this in the worst case scenario, hot environment, both screens on full time, 4K 60. Like, I was doing everything I could to overheat that camera, but I didn't think it was going to be a problem. Hadn't seen this problem with my action cameras. And so it's something that I think you should be aware of, something you might want to look into. But I'm still going to use my cage, but never in that setting again, where it's a continuous run on sticks kind of environment. I'll take the cage off for that and then put it back on for other applications. Again, I love that there are so many mounting points on it that you can add other accessories to it. It has its merits, but it does seem to have one weakness. Now, I'm going to experiment and see if that was my fault, but I don't know. Just thought I'd share. So if you're running an Action 6 and you have it in a cage, have you ever run into this issue? Is this something you've been dealing with? Or have you had overheating issues at all in other environments? I'm very curious because, again, a lot of people said they hadn't had any problems with overheating. I hadn't had any problems until that particular set of circumstances that affected it. So I'd love to know your experience, but what I do know is this won't be in a cage when I'm doing a long form shoot. I hope you got something out of this. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe, and do all those things. And hope to see you in the next one.